when we had tryouts, again, it was bad. But then that girl was there. And and she was bad. Like, I wasn't any better than her, but all the talk that she was giving, like, yeah, I'm this, I'm that, I'm the baddest, and blah, 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 blah. Please. Some of those other girls were dusting her. The very next day, they're like, yeah, we're going to have, after we did 3 days of tryouts, by the third day, I was getting a little bit, I was still bad. I was still horrible. And I was just like, all right, I'm probably not going to make this. We had the tryouts, everything was over and done with. And I remember walking up to the coaches and asking them, like, well, what do I have to do to improve? Like, what exactly? And they're just like, a lot. And I would never forget Coach Matt, who was the JV coach. He would be like, you need a lot of work. And just walks away. So I'm like, okay, I'm coming home. I'm feeling like a little like, yeah, I probably didn't make the team. That's fine. The next day, that's what they posted. And they had practice that day. And I was like, all right, we still got to bring our stuff. That's the worst. Like when you have your, after you do tryouts and they put the results up and they put it in like some predominantly like where everybody can see it. And if you're not on there, people be like, you're stupid. And if you are on there, they're like, how the hell did you get on there? You know, it's the world between. You're always between two disgusting worlds. And you still had to bring your practice gear. That's the worst. Because what happens if you don't make the team? Now you got to lug around this practice gear everywhere because it doesn't fit in your locker because the lockers are like this big. And I walked by that thing like 3 times that morning. My mom's like, oh, I'm going to drop you off early. I'm like, why? She's like, so you can see if you made the team. I'm like, no, regular time. Regular time is good. And I walked by that list 3 times. My friends were like, oh, did you make the list? I'm like, I didn't see it. She's like, do you want us to go? I'm like, no. I'll go see. And it didn't until lunch. So all day, first period, second period, which was like study hall for me, homeroom, 4th period, 5th period, science. Why do I remember some of these things? 6th period lunch. Finally, 6th period, I was just like, okay, I'm walking down. I'm coming from music. So I'm walking down and I see the list. And I say, you know what? Screw it, because I got to tell my mom if I'm going to stay for practice or if she needs to come pick me up. I look at the list. My name is the last name on the list. So we all know what that means. There was some deliberation that was going on. Should we keep her? Should we not? Let's see what can happen. And I couldn't believe it. I'm looking at the list like, what? I made the team. I made the team. And you want to, like, when you see it, you really want to scream at the top of your lungs, like, oh my God, yes, I made the team. But I try to keep it classy. So my friends are like, did you finally look at the list? And I said, yes. And like, did you make the team? I was like, yes. They're the ones that are like, yes, we're so excited. Wow. And I was like, guys, bring it on down. Gonna keep it classy, people. Gonna keep it classy. But inside, I was like, yes, bitch, yes. And it was just a great opportunity. Then I had to call my mom. And this is when we had payphones. I know I'm old. And I called my mom and told her, and she was excited. And she's like, okay, well, you got your stuff. She's like, what time do you think practice is going to be over? I'm like, I don't know. I want to say an hour. It was like an hour and a half. So basically my mom waited outside in the car for a half an hour. You gotta love parents, you know? They do. They just do. So, but here's the funny thing. Her name wasn't on the list. Remember the girl? The one that had all the mouth? That was like, yeah, they're racist, they're this, they're that. Her name wasn't on the list. So then later on, I see her last period. Oh, you made the list. That's nice. But they're racist because, you know, I was the best. And I was like, I beat you on sprints. And I have no training. None. I have no breath. No, nothing at all. I am sore from head to toe. But to me, that was a huge lesson. That was a huge lesson. And I didn't realize that lesson until later on in life. For me, that lesson was I could have easily listened to her and easily would scratch off my name. Yeah, it was in ink. No one cares. I could still scratch it out. But I didn't. I didn't. Hello, and thank you so much for watching. As always, if you ever want to contact me, just go ahead and go to my solo.to account. I will also put the link in the description. And I know a lot of people always say, make sure you like and subscribe, but I'd rather you put a comment in. I want to hear from you. So put a comment in, go ahead and reach out, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care.